Something very strange is going on over at Twitter. Good for a change, however. The account Mad Liberals, which is a popular and talented meme maker, who I met at the White House Social Media Summit back in 2019 when President Trump invited a bunch of us there, by the way, was banned just after the 2020 presidential election, for no reason whatsoever, of course, but just out of the blue, got an email from Twitter saying that they re-evaluated his ban and reinstated his account. If you're not familiar with his work, here's just a small sample of what you're missing.
Want to hear the most annoying sound of the world?
Yes, Kamala Harris's cackling is the most annoying sound in the world. But this begs the question, why, after almost 2 years, would they just all of a sudden reinstate his account? And I can only assume that it's either employees covering their tracks for when Elon takes the company over, which it looks like he probably will, and they don't want to get fired for not doing their job and processing appeals for accounts that were banned, or with so many snowflakes leaving the company, anticipating Elon taking over, maybe there's some new people in the trust and safety team who are then doing an audit of some of the banned accounts and then reinstating the ones that shouldn't have been banned. So hopefully this is just the start of many accounts that we all are expecting and hoping to be restored if Elon takes over. One of which, of course, my friend Carpe Donktum, another popular meme maker. He's the one who President Trump always retweeted, and he was banned after he got sued by the parents of the toddler after he made a meme about their video making fun of CNN, saying that the babies were racist. And he won that lawsuit. The judge threw it out. The New York Supreme Court threw out the lawsuit, but Twitter still won't reinstate Carpe Donktum's account, even though that's the reason that they cited for banning him. Speaking of accounts that should be restored that were wrongfully banned, Project Veritas hopefully will be one of the next to be restored. Now, I don't want to get everybody's hopes up. This could have been just some weird glitch, but if the Elon Musk deal goes through, he's going to have to reevaluate a lot of the major accounts that were banned, and he's indicated that he will let President Trump back on the platform. More on that in a moment. But Project Veritas should be restored. One of the strikes that they got was, and they did slip up, and you can't slip up at all, but that doesn't justify their banning. But one of the strikes that they got is they didn't blur the address of a house of somebody who they were confronting. And so Twitter said that they were, doxing that person, violating their privacy. But CNN, of course, is allowed to do that. Remember when they confronted this poor woman, this senior citizen, in her front yard because she shared something on Facebook that allegedly some Russian troll had originally posted on Facebook? And of course, I'm not going to show it, but this video is still up on Twitter and on CNN's YouTube channel. Not only did they show up and harass her in her own front yard for sharing something on Facebook, but you can see, not in this scene, but if I let the video play, you can see her home address right on the side of her house. And this woman was doxxed, was harassed because of CNN. But of course, CNN isn't suspended. Not even this post deemed a violation of Twitter's terms of service or YouTube's terms of service. CNN allowed to dox and harass poor senior citizens. Media Matters, the George Soros-funded smear machine that's dedicated to canceling conservatives, is very upset that the Libs of TikTok Twitter account hasn't been permanently banned, even though she keeps getting suspended for 7 days at a time. And they're extremely upset also that she is sharing and posting videos from Project Veritas that they upload on their other social media platforms. And so they're claiming that she is aiding, the woman who runs the Libs of TikTok, is aiding Project Veritas in evading their Twitter ban. And then that's the reason why they say that she should be banned. Media Matters is absolutely furious that Libs of TikTok hasn't been completely banned. You may recall that the woman who runs it was doxxed and harassed by Taylor Lorenz over at the Washington Post, which only caused the Twitter follower count to nearly double. And so she keeps getting suspended for, 7 days at a time. It looks like Twitter's trying to rack up the justification for repeated violations. But here's Media Matters. After Twitter lifted the Libs of TikTok suspension, the viral anti-LGBTQ account immediately returned, targeting educators and a children's hospital. What that means is reporting on what teachers are doing and reporting on hospitals that are conducting transgender surgeries on minors, on children. But of course, the liberals do what they do, they celebrate what they do, but as soon as a conservative or a normal person points it out, even without even any commentary, just simply pointing it out, then they get upset about it. An independent reporter named Alex Berenson may be the only person on planet Earth who actually got banned from Twitter and sued them and won and got his account restored. And the reason why is because they didn't ban him for posting supposed hate speech, which is just speech that Twitter hates. Hate speech, of course, is just a hoax. So there's no way to really define it. And so it is whatever Twitter says that it is. Or harassment. You know, if you just call that fat singer Lizzo ugly, that's considered to be harassment. So it is whatever they say it is. But when it comes to the COVID misinformation policy, they said that he violated, what the CDC was talking about. And of course, the CDC and Dr. Fauci just kept changing their story, flip-flopping. And so he sued them because what he had posted was true, and Twitter said that it wasn't, and he won, and his account is back. Everyone, or I guess every freedom-loving American, every normal person, is looking forward to Donald Trump's account being restored if Elon takes over Twitter. But Donald Trump has said that if this deal goes through, that he will not be coming back to Twitter because he has Truth Social. So he obviously wants people just to come to Truth Social, and Twitter now is a competitor. So he said that he's not coming back. Of course, he was banned after the mostly peaceful protest at the Capitol on January 6th for telling people to, quote, peacefully and patriotically march outside of the Capitol. But Chuck Schumer, who incited violence, an attempted murder attempt, against a Supreme Court justice, he's still loud on Twitter.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Oh, yeah, and then, of course, somebody was arrested trying to kill Brett Kavanaugh outside of his family's home. The list of accounts that need to be reinstated are long, and if Elon successfully takes over Twitter, he's going to have to establish a Department of Restoration to go and review them, to reinstate people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Laura Loomer, who, this is an NBC News article, by the way, Laura Loomer banned from Twitter after criticizing Elon Omar. Of course, she was criticizing some of her Muslim beliefs, and you're not allowed to do that. The only religion who you're allowed to criticize and really encourage to attack is Christianity. And let's not forget that Alex Jones was banned from Twitter for denouncing CNN's Oliver Darcy, Brian Stelter's little sidekick, for being a little tattletale, for being instrumental in getting him banned from the other social media platforms. And this conversation, where you can see Alex is actually stunningly well behaved. Just calling him a coward. So this conversation got Alex banned because it was live streamed on Twitter on their Periscope app, which they've since discontinued. They said that it was harassment because he insulted him. You're not allowed to insult a reporter who was on the job in the capacity of the reporter on public property at the Capitol at a hearing about social media censorship. So again, this wasn't like Alex bumped into him and his family, when they're out having dinner somewhere with the kids and started yelling at him. This is literally at the Capitol, at an event. And Alex is just really stunningly, politely telling him what a coward and a traitor he is. I don't want to get everybody's hopes up that Elon is going to restore these accounts if he does take over Twitter. And I told people from the moment that he decided to buy Twitter not to get their hopes up. And then he tried to back out of the deal, claiming that there were too many bots and that Twitter lied to him. But he was going to lose the court case. And so he then decided to go ahead with it. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But like I said, the reason he backed out wasn't because they misrepresented the number of fake accounts. It was because as soon as he did that, he became enemy number one, because he said that he was going to restore President Trump's account. He's made statements that he's fairly supportive of free speech. Again, there's obviously got to be some moderation, but the comments that he has made, particularly about preferred pronouns and other things, and COVID questions about COVID and the lockdowns and masks and things like that, you saw the entire liberal media industrial complex targeted him for a takedown. And he's now being sued by the Security and Exchange Commission. So we'll have to see what really happens with Elon if this deal even goes through. I am certainly not an Elon Musk fanboy, and so I've been telling people to be very skeptical of him because he is a transhumanist. So regardless of what he does with Twitter, he literally wants people to plug the internet into their brain, okay? So he's building his company called Neuralink, which some of the people who aren't informed say it's just to help the disabled people. That's a good cause, to plug in the neural interface or a BMI, a brain-machine interface, so that people can control either a computer or external mechanical limbs or electronic wheelchairs just from thinking about it. But that's only phase one. His final phase, as he has been open about, he literally wants human beings to merge with machines, fully able-bodied humans. He says that humans must merge with machines or just become irrelevant in an artificial intelligence age. This is literally Elon Musk's vision of the future for mankind. Now, whether or not such a device will actually plug you into an immersive metaverse remains to be seen. But that's what Elon Musk's goal is. That's what Mark Zuckerberg's goal is. After Zuckerberg's little helmet, he wants you to be physically wired in to the internet. If you use Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, you may have noticed that you haven't seen any of my tweets for the last several months because I broke my habit of tweeting. I still use Twitter. I still use it to find stories and see what's going on and check what's trending. You got to keep your eye on the enemy, of course. But I haven't been tweeting because it just ended up wasting so much of my time. And so the thing is, with a lot of social media personalities, a lot of people in the news, they always feel that they need to tweet some snarky response to things and throw their 2 cents in on every single trending topic. And I just found that it ends up wasting a lot of my time. So be sure to turn on your notifications here on YouTube so that when I respond to your comments here, that you'll actually see that I responded. So this is my primary home. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not a Twitterer, right? So if you do follow me on Twitter, you haven't seen any of my tweets for a while, that's why. But if you are on Twitter, please ask Elon Musk to unblock me. Just respond to some of his tweets and then tag me in the tweets. He blocked me a few years ago after I replied to one of his tweets about something. It wasn't even like some snarky response. I wasn't really even trolling him. I don't even remember what it was. But it was something to do with after President Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord, Elon got upset about it and then withdrew from an advisory role or position that he had with the Trump administration. And I just responded to whatever it was that he posted, and he got upset and blocked me. So now, obviously, I can't see his tweets. I can't see people quote tweeting him. He's obviously a big newsmaker on Twitter. And as a media analyst, it really is affecting my workflow. So if you could nicely ask Elon Musk to unblock me and then tag me in the tweet so he can click on my name and then it'll see that I'm blocked and he can unblock me out of curiosity. People have unblocked me in the past. Numerous people have unblocked me in the past. Jim Acosta has unblocked me. Rosie O'Donnell unblocked me. So they get curious and then they want to go and see what I'm tweeting. And what would a video be if I didn't plug my t-shirt store at the end? So if you enjoy watching my videos, of course, support the channel by going over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Get yourself a climate change shirt, my new Evolution of Media shirt, or any of my awesome designs. All available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.